Alright, so I apologize if this is just going up super late on Saturday night, potentially Sunday morning. Long story short, because of my work hours and Mono not asking one of our Jenners in my league to gen his team, I love Kelly, but he wasn't around, unfortunately. Mono was not able to get his Mons on time for our initial date to do our battle. So we're gonna have to do this Saturday night after I get off work. And yeah, again, sorry if this goes up super late. I'm gonna try and get this up definitely before our battle goes live on Sunday, just because I haven't been able to upload this entire week, and that's just, I had a lot happen essentially. So I don't really want to go into details. Nothing too crazy. Like, my personal stuff is still going on. It's just, ugh, man. Be careful who you talk to, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Que pasa, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to our team builder for week number 2 of the GDL. I want to say thank you so much to everybody for the amazing support in not only our week 1 team builder, but also our week 1 battle. So if you guys are still hyped for this league and you want to help the channel out, hit that thumbs up button down below. Also, let me know in the comment section below, who do you think will be putting in the most work for this matchup here leading into our week 2 game, where we are taking on one of my really good pals, my good friend. I would say Mono's one of my good friends. Me and him always banter back and forth and we talk shit to each other. But at the end of the day, he's my homeboy. Hopefully I'm his homeboy, I don't know. But yeah, Mono Tui, some of you guys may know him. He used to be a staple of the GBA, which was the very first ever draft league in the draft league existence. Basically, he took a break, he returned to join my league, which is amazing. Love him for doing so. If you guys want to check him out again, definitely go subscribe to him. Also check out the rest of our amazing roster in this GDL season, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, because we are going to be more active on that. We are going to be doing pick'ems every single week for our games, so that's pretty exciting in my opinion. So yeah, definitely follow us on Twitter. All that can be found in the description down below. So with that being said, let's take a look at our matchup here. So going into this game, the very first thing I told myself when I looked at this matchup is that Mono's team is very odd. I like to say, like, I don't mean odd in a bad way, but it's odd in the sense of, like, my building is going to be a little bit strange for this, because I genuinely didn't know how to go about it, honestly. Like, obvious things to me were, first off, Darmanitan. Obviously, I'm going to bring Darmanitan. It's freaking Galar Darmanitan. I'm going to need an answer for the Dracovish, which is definitely my Seismitoad. I want to have Silvally Steel more than likely, because it's a switch in to Ferrothorn, to Butterfree, to Espeon, arguably Boltund, and as well as Galar Weezing. Although I don't know if Galar Weezing gets, I think Galar Weezing does get fire moves, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But even then, it's not going to be doing entirely too much damage. So those 3 mons I was definitely set on going into this battle. But then the rest of the team, I was like, I don't really know what to do with it. He does have some very scary threats. For example, Dracofish, even though, yes, I do have Seismitoad and Heliolisk, which just completely ignore Fish's Rend, it gets other moves to deal damage to me. So he can definitely still bring it with like Choice Baited Crunch or something like that, which still gets boosted by Strong Jaw, which arguably is going to be doing really good damage to me. He could bring Psychic Fangs, which also gets boosted by Strong Jaw. So even though, yes, I do have 2 water, I have a Water Absorb Mon and Dry Skin Mon, I still kind of expect Dracovish, so I'm going to prepare for it regardless. The Center Scorch, in my opinion, has a really good chance to come to this match, because if you look at my team, offensively wise, I don't actually really have a good switch into Center Scorch. Like, yeah, I have Noivern, but if it's not heavy duty boots, which kind of hinders it a little bit in a sense, then I'm gonna be forced to switch it in, take damage, and then go from there. Rhyperior makes a lot of sense as well, because it's one of his better switch-ins to potentially my Heliolisk and my Noivern. Dynamax Butterfree is also a little bit terrifying late game, so I definitely expect that to come. Espeon, Boltund, I don't really know if he brings both of those, maybe one or the other, but I'm not really too concerned about them. And then I honestly don't expect Dusclops to come to this game whatsoever, because I don't really know what Dusclops does. Like, it doesn't get toxic. I don't think it would be some type of trapping set. I guess Rest Talk could be a little bit annoying, but like, I really don't expect Dusclops, and you guys are gonna see that that's definitely something I really did not care about. But Ferrothorn makes a lot of sense. Pelipper with the rain in general makes sense. The Galar Weezing makes a lot of sense because it's one of his only real switch-ins to my Noivern, which honestly Noivern kind of destroys him the more that I looked in this matchup, so that was definitely something I wanted to bring. But yeah, with that being said, I've rambled on enough. Let's take a look at our first team member here. We have Galar Darmanitan. Obviously, this thing is an absolute beast in every single matchup, regardless of what it wants to do. This thing is able to put in so much work, because if you look at his team, his only ice resist is Centiskorch, which means if Centiskorch is running heavy duty boots, it's going to have to take the consistent damage from Icicle Crash from my Darmanitan. But if it's not running heavy duty boots and I'm able to get up Stealth Rocks, that means it's losing 50% HP every time it switches in. So that just makes Galar Darmanitan that much better. Not to mention that, as you can see here, I do have Rock Slide, which means if I expect it to come in and I just click Rock Slide, it's going to get absolutely destroyed regardless. So honestly, I don't think I'm going to be clicking anything but Icicle Crash and U-Turn. So I don't really know what else I need to say about Darmanitan here. Honestly, like, with this EV spread, we're able to outspeed Dracovish, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I really do not think he's going to bring something like Choice Scarfed Espeon or Choice Scarf Bolton, so I'm literally not even concerned about those whatsoever. He doesn't have anything with Swift Swim either, so the only real thing that we need to outspeed is the Dracovish, which we are able to do so with an Adamant Nature and only 196 speed EVs, which means that this thing is able to just absolutely murder everything, essentially. So moving on to our next team member here, we have Seismitoad, aka Jiraiya. The thing about Seismitoad in this game is that, yes, it is more or less a pretty good answer to Dracovish, but in case he does bring it and it turns out to be Crunch or Psychic Fangs, thanks to Leftovers plus Protect, we're going to be able to kind of mitigate that extra damage that he's able to do to us. Plus, the nice thing about having Protect is that we're able to stall out rain turns and rack up toxic damage, which is also going to come in very, very handy. The big issue with Mono's team is that he literally, and I mean this literally, only has one Pokemon that wants to switch into Scald, and that is Ferrothorn. The rest of his team, unless it has a Lumberry or is carrying Rest with Sleep Talk, does not want to switch into Scald. Even burning a Pelipper is going to be really good, because with Rocks damage and burn damage, that's going to be limiting the amount of times it's switching in and out. It's still going to be getting off chip damage even if it is a defensive set regardless. So yeah, Scald is essentially 110% free in this game, and in my opinion was really the only move I needed to bring on my Seismitoad, which allowed me to put Protect on this set, which in conjunction worked with Toxic, as well as stalling out the rain turns if I really wanted to go down that route, while also still giving us a very, very reliable Stealth Rocker in this game. Not even Espeon is going to want to switch in to take a Scald from Seismitoad, and if we are in the rain, it's doing even more damage. So yeah, our 52 speed EVs are there just because I'm expecting him to run some type of speed creep, but not enough speed creep to the point where he's going to be creeping over 100 speed. So you guys are going to kind of notice that some of our members have over 100 speed in general just because of that initial speed creep. So yeah, I really feel like this Toad set would come in very, very handy this game. It does so much, it checks so much of his team. It allows me to scout out for potential choice mons. It allows me to stall Dynamax turns as well, which is really huge potentially. So yeah, I can spread Scalds, Toxics, get up Rocks, just wear things down, and that's absolutely amazing. So moving on to our next team member here, which I mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, we're Bold Nature, by the way. Which I mentioned, by the way, is going to be Noivern. So I initially knew I needed Seismitoad and I needed Darmanitan, and then I saw that, holy crap, Noivern here actually puts in so so much work. Literally, the main issues I had with Noivern were, do I want Draco Meteor or Super Fang? Do I want to run max speed? Or do I think he's not going to run max speed on Bolton or Espeon? So ultimately, I thought to myself, well, there is a good chance he's not going to run max speed on Bolton if he is to bring it. But just in case he does run max speed on Espeon, then I kind of want to creep that. But if he does bring Bolton and he's expecting me to creep Espeon, he may not reach over 182 speed, which is what 180 EVs plus a Timid Nature allows us to hit. So initially, I'm speed creeping his potential speed creep that he might think I'm going to try and creep, because realistically, I only need to creep 179 speed, so he could creep 180 or 181 with his Bolton if he were to bring it, and then in that sense, we're still speed creeping him and still outspeeding him initially. And I know Mono 2, he's played Draft League a lot before, so I definitely expect him to try and speed creep in this battle. So yeah, kind of playing mind games here, kind of going like 3D chess essentially, and hopefully it'll pay off for us, because regardless, we're able to outspeed everything besides max speed Bolton, which again would not really make that much sense honestly. So that allows us to have a lot of HP investment and lets us split it between our special attack. Realistically, with the Super Fang, we don't need to have 252 max special attack, just because 172 still does more than enough damage. And the nice thing about this is that it gives us more bulk, which means I can take more advantage of Roost, and it allows us to switch into Center Scorch potentially if it really comes down to it. We can switch into Ferrothorn a little bit more safely. We can switch into any type of water move as well, potentially, as maybe even taking a hit from a Dynamax Butterfree. Hurricane is something I'm very iffy about running honestly on this Noivern, because the only real reason is if he does bring Pelipper, then hopefully rain is going to be up and I'll have Noivern in to click Hurricane in the rain and I don't end up missing. So yeah, outside of rain, I'm going to be very iffy on whether or not I want to click Hurricane. But in the rain, I'm probably just going to be clicking it regardless. So the main reason I actually have Super Fang is because in rain, Flamethrower does nothing to Ferrothorn. And as much as I would like to have Draco Meteor to absolutely smack a potential Spadef Rhyperior, I figure that Super Fang kind of does both of those jobs in one. Like, I get an instant 50% off on the Rhyperior and the Ferrothorn. Even if they have Protect plus Leftovers, I can still do enough damage to weaken them to where I can just bring in something else to revenge kill them. And getting off 50% damage on Ferrothorn or Rhyperior immediately in a battle is really good, because those are honestly his only real two switch-ins that he should have to my Noivern, unless for some reason he brings Dusclops, which again, I honestly don't expect Dusclops whatsoever in this battle. We are running a Timid Nature with the Frisk ability, because being able to find out any type of items that he may have is going to be really amazing for us. Where does it show the ability? Maybe it's there, I do not know. But we have Frisk, so we can scout for items, see exactly what he's running on potentially certain Pokemon, whether they be choiced, maybe they're running leftovers, maybe they have weakening berries or something along those lines. That information is going to be very valuable for us in this battle. So moving on to our next team member, we have Steel Volley, aka Jericho the Goat, making his return after our week 1 battle, putting in a good amount of work honestly in our week 1 game. And Steel Volley here has a bit of roles I needed to fulfill. This was immediately the first Silvally type I told myself I would end up bringing. Actually, maybe, I think I said I thought of Steel Volley before Noivern, but regardless, Noivern was initially one of my first 4 mons I wanted to bring anyways. But the nice thing about Steel Volley in this game is not only does it help me deal with the Espeon, but it also gives me a really nice check to the Butterfree. I'm so terrified of Dynamax Butterfree in this game that I put Sleep Talk on this Steel Volley, because if anything, I can hard switch this in on Butterfree as he tries to go for Sleep Powder, and then from there he's probably going to be thinking, oh, this gives me a perfect chance to go for Quiver Dance. But then I reveal to him that I have the Sleep Talk, and then I either pull Flamethrower, do a little, actually, I guess maybe Fire Fang might have been better. But I mean, Ferrothorn takes more damage from Flamethrower, and I really don't expect Ferrothorn to be max Spadef, max HP, but I'll get more into that later. So Flamethrower, I guess, would be doing a little less damage to Butterfree if it went for a Quiver Dance, but it's still good damage regardless. Even then, it's only a 33% chance, because pulling either Parting Shot or Multi-Attack would honestly be better than pulling Flamethrower from my 3 moves. So that's basically my thought process behind the set, is that he's definitely going to have Sleep Powder, he's going to have Quiver Dance, and then he's just going to have 2 offensive moves. Multi-Attack alone does such ridiculous damage, honestly, to the Butterfree. So I don't even need to click Flamethrower against it. And then Multi-Attack also absolutely smacks the Galar Weezing. The Espeon does really good damage to Rhyperior as well. While it's not, I don't think it's a 2-hit KO. By no means is it a 2-hit KO, actually. I think it's like almost a 3-hit KO. A lot less than a 4-hit KO. It's more of a 3-hit KO than a 4-hit KO, essentially. So it's still doing good damage to Rhyperior, which I'm honestly not even that concerned about, because I can still just get off good damage on that. It's just Multi-Attack plus Flamethrower hits so much of his team. Yeah, I guess I don't really hit Pelipper, but I don't think he's going to be running heavy duty boots Pelipper. So if I get up rocks, Pelipper is losing 25% every single turn, which is amazing. And then from there, Multi-Attack and Flamethrower are always going to be consistent little bits of chip damage, or I just Parting Shot and bring in something else to pressure out Pelipper, and then it comes in and takes another 25% of its HP initially. So with 12 speed EVs, I hit 105 speed, which again, I'm going to be reaching over 100 speed on a few of our Mons. This is our second Mon to be reaching over 100 speed. And then we just have a lot of Spadef to take hits mainly from the Butterfree with our HP investment. 12 attack EVs, I think, gave us a jump point for damage output on the Weezing, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the Butterfree, which is great. 28 special attack EVs allowed us to get a jump point on Flamethrower against the Ferrothorn outside of range. So yeah, we don't really need to invest these extra offensive EVs into any type of bulk or speed, honestly, because this pretty much gets the job done in theory. So hopefully this thing puts in work, and I'm really hoping I can use Sleep Talk in this battle. That would be amazing if he does try to Sleep Talk my Steel Volley, and then he thinks, oh, I just get a free Quiver Dance, and then I Sleep Talk and go for like Multi-Attack or Parting Shot, and that would be great. So next off, we have Garbodor, aka Sammy, rocking a nice impish nature with max HP, almost max Spadef, and again creeping enough speed to reach over 100 speed in this battle. So Garbodor was the second to last Mon I really thought about putting on this team, because initially I did not realize, holy crap, I get absolutely body bagged by an offensive Centiskorch. Literally, I have nothing that wants to switch into Centiskorch, which means I had to pretty much dedicate my Garbodor alone to being my answer to Centiskorch in this battle, which is why I have Rocky Helmet, almost max defense, and Aftermath, because if he does knock me out with Fire Lashes repeatedly, he's taking Rocky Helmet damage, he's taking Aftermath damage, and at that point, Centiskorch should initially be gone. Like, spikes also are going to be really nice in this game. A part of me does kind of feel like he may bring Espeon, but if I'm able to get rid of that early game, then I can get up spikes along with Stealth Rocks, which would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if he would want to have Defog or not on the Weezing, although I guess it would make sense, honestly. So if Weezing or Espeon are gone, I suppose, then I can Hazard Stack them, which would be great. Between Rock Blast, Drain Punch, and Gunk Shot, we basically hit everything for neutral or super effective damage, although I guess we're not really doing that much damage to Ferrothorn or Rhyperior with Drain Punch. It's still doing more than like 15%, which honestly, if we're doing more than 2 turns of leftovers, I will gladly take that damage. So I don't really mind how little damage Drain Punch is doing to Rhyperior plus Ferrothorn, as long as it's more than 2 turns of leftovers, which it definitely is. So that's going to be really nice. But yeah, spikes are super amazing here if we were able to get them up with Stealth Rocks. Our 3 offensive moves basically hit everything, and again, I don't think he's going to be creeping over 100 speed, which is good for our Garbodor Jericho, Silvally, and Seismitoad. So moving on to our final team member here. This is probably the one Mon that I kind of struggled the most to really figure out a set for. And the main reason is that it had such an amazing matchup besides one Pokemon. Besides one giant pain of a Mon. And the funny thing is that this Pokemon could have honestly helped Thievul potentially sweep this game, because I was so set on bringing Modest, Max Special Attack, Max Defense, Electric Seed Thievul, because with Electric Seed, we boost our defense by +1, we get the double speed boost from Unburden, and then we can Nasty Plot and late game. Thievul literally could have just bodied Mono's team. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, well, Centiskorch is a giant problem if I don't have Garbodor, so I might as well put Garbodor and then change this Mon around. And I guess I finalized this set after I realized that, yeah, I probably need Garbodor instead of Thievul, unfortunately. And that is going to be Heliolisk, aka Okada, rocking a very interesting set here. So we are Max Special Attack with a Modest Nature, Leftovers plus Protect. Now, the nice thing about this set is that because of Dry Skin, in the rain, we are gaining back 1/8 of our HP, which means we are gaining back 2 turns of Leftovers in 1 turn with just Dry Skin. But because we also have Leftovers, we're gaining back a lot of HP. Essentially, we're gaining back, I want to say 18, is it 18%? Yeah, because 1/16 of our HP is 6%, and then 1/8 of our HP, or 1/4 of our HP, sorry, is 12% in rain. So yeah, we're getting 12% HP from the rain and then 6% from Leftovers. So yeah, we're gaining back 18% HP every single turn. And then if you factor in Protect, we're gaining back 36% HP every single 2 turns, guaranteed 100%, because I can legitimately protect every other turn. If I'm doing the math incorrectly, please let me know, because math was literally my worst subject in school. Like, I'm not even joking. Math was fucking terrible for me. So yeah, but I'm pretty positive I did that correctly. Yeah, we're getting back, yeah, 12% plus, yeah, it's 18% every single turn, which is ridiculous. Now, this also works in conjunction with Toxic from our Seismitoad, which is amazing. But the main reason why this is so good is that because of Mono speed tiers, we're able to effectively just run a modest bulky set, and then we're able to always gain back so much HP guaranteed. Thunderbolt, Surf, and Focus Blast absolutely smack everything. I honestly don't expect Ferrothorn to be max Def, max HP in this battle, so there is a good chance that we will be able to 2-hit KO him, which would be absolutely amazing, although that means we have to get 2 Focus Blasts, but there's literally nothing else that Heliolisk gets that can hit Ferrothorn. So yeah, as much as I don't want to run Focus Blast, it's gonna be here, but this set definitely has so much potential to put in work. I really hope it does. And yeah, that is going to be our squad here for week number 2 of the GDL. If you guys are excited for this, which I hope you are, Icicle Crash that thumbs up button down below. With that being said, I will see you all on Sunday with the actual battle itself. So later, everybody. Thank you all for watching.
Because my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.